Hi guys, so this week's episode I wanted to make you laugh. The whole point of the podcast is to enlighten us and to get our sparkle back. Lots of the information in the podcast will pull on my emotions, and I will be discussing some very emotional things with you, as well as hopefully some amazing hints and tips on beauty, fitness, and general motivation and meditation and empowering you. Basically, that is the aim of my podcast. I want to empower you. So I thought, obviously, love and laughter is something that I try living by these days, so I thought I would share this embarrassing story of when I was on my honeymoon. Yes, I really did poop my pants. Poo Narmi gate, definitely. But before I get to that, I kind of need to explain to you why I ended up pooing on my honeymoon. I do actually have a fear of toilets, going to the toilet in public places. That doesn't mean pooing, by the way, that's just going for a wee, or even standing in the toilets when my girlfriends are having wees on nights out. I'm an absolute nightmare. I'm sure lots of my friends will tell you this. They even carry, one of my friends, Fiona, she carries a spray deodorant in her bag because I absolutely can't stand the smell. I think it's just I have such a heightened sense of smell that any of those smells in the toilets, we all know the smells, they just literally make me want to vomit. So I need to explain why I ended up pooing on honeymoon in a horrendous way, but anyway, we'll get to that. So I have a fear of toilets, so I know that I've had my wedding, and I know that obviously my routine was all out of sorts. So I thought, I've got a long journey, we were flying to Thailand, there's absolutely no way I'm going to go in the airport toilets, there's no way I'm going to go on the aeroplane, I need to try before I go. So I didn't end up going to the loo because for one thing or another my dog sitter turned up an hour early. So the airplane journey and everything, airplane toilets absolutely smell. So I literally, we got on honeymoon, and at that point I probably not pooed for maybe a good 36 hours or something like that. But we're in Thailand, so I'm thinking, I'm not going to have any issues. I'm going to eat some spicy food at some point. I'm sure I'll probably get a holiday belly and be no issues. A couple of days into our honeymoon was absolutely amazing, but I'd still not been to the toilet, and I was starting to look like what I would call a pregnant prawn. I literally had such a solid belly, and Darren, bless him, was like, Jody, have you not been to the toilet yet? I'm like, no, you know what I'm like. Anyway, so I presume it'll happen at some point. So I love spicy food. So we were having some lunch, and I had this most gorgeous crab salad. It looked amazing on the menu, so it arrived, and I started to scoff it because I am organic. When it comes to lovely food, I literally just like, I'll eat everything and everything. So this whole crab came deep fried with all this mango salad, and I started scoffing loads of it. I scooped loads into my mouth, and all of a sudden I kind of was like, oh my god. I was like, babe. My lips literally started to swell, my tongue started to swell, I could hardly breathe, my eyes were watering. I like spicy food, but I literally, everything was just swollen, and I was like, oh my god, this is so spicy, in a dodgy voice like this. I couldn't literally hardly speak. So Darren literally picked up the most tiniest little bit of salad and sucked it, and he went, oh my god, that is absolutely laced with chilies. So I had massive tummy ache. I had to get some Gaviscon. My tummy felt like it was on fire, and I mean, I've never had pain like it. The cramps in my tummy were horrendous. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm definitely going to go to the toilet shortly then. At least my blockage will be gone. So yeah, another day went by, and I still hadn't pooed. I know, honestly, what on earth is going on with me at this point? So anyway, the next morning, I get up, went for breakfast. So I decided on putting a gorgeous little skimpy bikini on with a nice little mesh dress. Went down for breakfast, grabbed my coffee, sat down, and I thought, oh my god. Literally, we're in the most boutique, gorgeous hotel ever. Like, obviously it's our honeymoon, so we splashed out on a beautiful hotel. And Darren must have just saw my face, and I was like, oh my god, I need to go to the room. And I don't even know how I got up from the chair. I felt physically, I must have gone grey, I felt sweaty, I felt physically sick. So I'm walking along to back to our hotel room, and I accidentally trumped. And yes, unfortunately, I have to admit, it wasn't obviously a dry trump. So yeah, so basically I told all my clients about that story, so I thought I might as well actually share it on a podcast that yes, I accidentally pooped my pants on my honeymoon in the most gorgeous bikini and mesh netting dress. So obviously I had to walk like a little crazy person with my bum clenched back to the hotel room, and yeah, obviously clean myself up and all the rest of it. You don't need to hear about that, but yeah, absolutely. So my poor husband came to me. Obviously we signed paperwork when we got married saying for better for worse and all the rest of it, and I was like, oh gosh, you didn't think you'd have to be looking after me this early. I actually felt okay though, as daft as that sounds. I actually felt okay. So yes, that's me and my crazy experience of that's my own fault for not pooing properly and eating really spicy food like a gannet. I have to tell you this other story as well. Hopefully it'll make you feel sorry for me. Well, actually, it'll probably just make you feel sorry for Darren, my husband. So obviously get over that embarrassment, and he's like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. We do loads of amazing things, like we see elephants and we climb up crazy mountains to see temples. And one of the last days I got really poorly of the holiday. I literally think I got heat stroke. It was 90% humidity and I felt so ill. I thought I just needed some food, so I ate this kind of mango breakfasty sort of smoothies sort of thing, but we were actually in I think it was like Krabby Town or something like that. We weren't actually in the hotel at this point, and I just said to him, I don't feel very well. And he looked at me and went, go to the toilet. And I was like, oh, I don't feel very well, I don't think I'll get to the toilet. So I went to the toilet, the door was locked, so somebody was in it. At this point, vomit was coming up in a restaurant full of people. So I literally legged it for the door and didn't get outside properly, managed to open the door and projectile vomited everywhere. I kid you not, it was everywhere. It came out my nose, out my hands, it was everywhere, and my feet, all over the pavement. Oh my gosh, I was so poorly. So yeah, so when I talk about my honeymoon was absolutely amazing. But yeah, we've got some funny stories of me unfortunately being really ill on it for various reasons, whether I was puking or pooping. I guess I did both of them on my honeymoon. So for better or worse, Darren, you stuck with me. So he's not left me after doing those things on my honeymoon. So I'm sure we've got lots more exciting journeys. I'm hoping that'll be the last time that I puke all over him. I'm pretty sure it probably won't be, but I'm definitely hoping it's the last time that I poop everywhere. So I hope that's made you laugh, and I hope you've got lots of embarrassing stories yourself, and it's not just me putting myself out there and making myself vulnerable and thought, do you know what, why not? We're only human. A few of my other friends and clients, when I've actually shared this story, have actually said they've had similar experiences. So I'm pretty sure I'm not alone. But hopefully that's made you laugh and sparkle. And I will see you next week for the next episode. Hope you have an amazing week, lovelies. Take care. Bye-bye.